This hearing will have a particular focus on South Australia. In the decade between 1961 and 1971, there was a growing awareness that the needs of people with intellectual disability, particularly children, were different from those who live with psychosocial disabilities. Efforts were made to introduce education, workshops, recreational areas for people with intellectual disability. In March 1971, the Strathmont Centre opened in Oakden. But by the time it was constructed, it was already an outdated model. That whilst the 1970s were a period of quite radical change, paternalism and institutionalisation continued to be embedded in the approach. In the late 1970s, services for people with intellectual disability continued to be institutionally oriented, uncoordinated and inconsistent, but also with a nod to some of the trends emerging around the world.
And a former carer at the centre has spoken out about the disturbing culture within the Oakden facility. She agrees that the government has no excuse for not knowing sooner what was going on. Gia Laux with more.
Registered nurse Kate Branshide witnessed what she describes as the pure torture of a resident at Oakden.
I went looking for him about 11 o'clock in the morning. I wondered why he hadn't come down to the dining room. He'd been left sitting on his commode. This was the middle of winter. This place wasn't very warm. He was stark naked, sitting on the commode, covered in faeces, and he'd been there since about 7:30 in the morning. He was blue with cold.
That was 15 years ago, and there were other incidents.
I saw aggressive behaviour from the staff towards these people, and I heard of worse things that other staff members had seen, of people being hit and having their arms twisted behind their back, pushed face first into the mattress, just because they were being noisy and difficult.
The nurse complained to authorities before eventually leaving the aged care home, and what she says was their culture of abuse.
I think the unfortunate thing about a culture is that it gets shared. So people might not have gone into that facility to work in that facility with that state of mind, but eventually you adopt that state of mind. The attitude really was that these people would know enough about what was happening there. It's not a new thing. They have known for a long time.
If the buck does not stop with the minister responsible for this portfolio, with whom does it stop?
It's not just this minister's fault. Other ministers have come and gone and they've done nothing.
The home is also supposed to be overseen by the federal government, which found major failings in its own audit last month. The department saying only that it agrees with the action the state government's now taking to shut the facility. Gia Laux, 10 Eyewitness News.
It is the pool and the gym.
That might have been the service room for the pool. It's definitely the pool, this building, I'm sure of it. And I reckon
Yeah, that's the yeah, I can smell the chlorine. Yeah, that's the but that was on the outside and things were different then. We built our world together.
all right.
Sharing all the love we'd known, but that was on the outside. This entry's a little bit less than exciting, isn't it?
Oh no, this is the, yeah.
What's this? Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I reckon it does connect through somehow.
Yes.
Oh yeah. All the,
I reckon it's down that way again. We've got stickers to burn. I reckon it's through there, the pool. Yes. Okay, so we've got the gym here. Basketball ring still up there. It was a blue light. You know how you get those coloured lights in pools? I thought that's what it was, but it wasn't. Here we go. Now, there should be... No, there's not. You'd think being a disability support service, there would now, I reckon, there would be like a therapeutic chair or something. One of those chairs. I don't know, let's sort of go back around here.
Management of different issues. You have fetal accidents.
Shallow end.
You have seizures. You have illness and accident. Evacuation. Emergency
And
procedures.
you'll hear through in the background. What have we got here? Aha. Developing confidence, safe swimming. So, what would you be? Water discovery, push off, swim to rope, 3 meters, streamline torpedo, 3 meters backstroke, kick with board, arm to chest, octopus, 5 meters, torpedo with freestyle arms. What's the shark? A shark is 80 laps freestyle, 20 laps backstroke, 20 laps breaststroke, 10 laps butterfly, and a racing dive. Wow. Please read before using the lifter. So there was a lifter. And the lifter would have been here. And so there would have been a disability support lifter. Deep end. 5 foot something inches. So yes, I would have been, because I'm 6 foot exactly. So I would have been okay, and thank goodness nobody fell in that hole. Right. Everything's blacked out here. Welcome back. 2000 and the thing is, they should have really, in a way, I think, had that sealed up. Yeah, okay, so that's pretty much what I fell in. I could have fallen just all the way through.
I know, Jesus. Yeah.
Hell, I'm 40.
Would have been, jeez, that's deep, yeah.
Look at that, that's what
I know, that's water, yeah.
shit, that I could have done a real myself a mischief.
Yeah,
Very thankful that I'm
yeah, exactly, yeah.
still alive.
Oh, yeah.
Now, no more holes around here.
No, it doesn't seem to be.
Okay, well,
There's water damage up here, which I'm not trusting, but I walked around and I'm like, oh.
no. But if you'd like to continue, I'm just going to go outside.
Yeah, all right, I'm not going to do this.
Can I pinch a cigarette off
Yeah,
you?
of course, yeah.
Because I don't have a vape to calm me down.
Yeah, of course you can, jeez. Well, that was scary. I was thinking, oh my God, because I was down in the pool at the time, so I was like,
Oh,
I
yeah?
had to run out to get up and get you. I'm like,
Oh, I don't mind admitting that I'm a
yeah.
little bit, my oh, look at that.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Oh,
check that
I
out.
think you should go get that dress, maybe. Do you think? Get a bit of antiseptic or something? Or, yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
know.
Oops. Oh,
Oh, jeez. Look at her leg.
Can you look?
That's fucking nasty, though. Oh,
Oh,
it's a gash and a half. Yeah. Jeez.
it doesn't hurt though, that's
No.
the thing.
Maybe I would still see if we can clean it up somehow. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know where. I don't think there's any running taps or anything. But
We've rested.
a little bit.
I've bandaged my leg and we're back to do the last of the buildings. My phone hasn't died like I thought it did, but it doesn't have much charge left, so I'm
Yeah, I don't
going
think
to...
we've been in
And I
that
broke
building.
my vape.
Or did we?
I broke my vape. Bits went everywhere in the
So
pool.
that was the church.
Cool. And so this is
I
it.
don't reckon we did go in there, or did we?
In
In
this.
that building, 'cause that's the
Yeah,
church.
yeah. We did, because I think that was the theatre, wasn't it? That was the theatre?
No, the theatre was next one down.
Oh, no,
The
this is what we
library.
haven't
That's.
been to.
Oh, which one?
This one right here, I think.
Oh, this
I
one.
think this is one of them. And that
Oh,
was
didn't
the,
we-
Oh,
Are you sure? Because
There is.
yeah, we have. Because I
Yeah.
recognise that thing
Okay.
upstairs. That's the offices and stuff, isn't it?
I think.
Are you sure? No, I don't remember it. I really don't.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
Or not from back here.
Well, I just don't remember going inside this one. Yeah.
This is the building where the canteen is.
Oh, there you go.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I reckon actually Heather's right. It's the canteen encirclement. Yeah.
Yes.
Where that, I think. This is just the other side of it. Yeah, I reckon that's what it is. So then that building is the last one.
So we haven't done the. Did we do them?
Yeah.
We haven't done them, and we haven't done.
Oh, I haven't done that one.
And what's that one over
That
there?
one, yeah, it's another one. I think it's got.
We haven't done.
There's one.
So we haven't done the accommodation.
Equals only.
Alright, now let's. Okay, this is. Looks like that was a chimney. So this is all accommodation here. It's all very much boarded up, so we may or may not be able to get into any of this. What have we got here? Volunteer services.
It's open, guys.
Yay! Are we ready to volunteer?
We got babies. Oh, okay.
Thank you. Oh, cool. Okay, toilet. Toilets, yay.
Yeah. Where's John Australia?
They're probably coming. Oh. So, oh, there's a phone. Bingo! Oh, there's bingo cards and the Government of South Australia. Role description for volunteers, phones, a partition, first aid room. What's in here? Oh, kitchen. Staff only, keep door closed. Oh, yuck. Oh, yuck. Oh,
Halloween, Christmas Eve. Like that.
notice boards. That could be that'd make an awesome YouTube title cover page photo.
The state government has set a deadline to close the Strathmont Centre in Oakden by the end of 2014. Advocates say the government must now close the state's other main centre for those with intellectual and physical disabilities and end the era of institutionalised care in South Australia.
Have a drink, sweetheart?
47-year-old Michelle Stagg lived in institutionalised care for 18 years, including at the Strathmont Centre. But for the past 20 years, her mother has cared for her full-time after the way Michelle was treated became too much to endure.
I stopped going to see her because I couldn't bear going in the place. The state that she was in, often when I went to visit her was just dreadful.
The government has been slowly winding down the centre for 15 years, and soon the final 26 residents will be moved into community housing. There's now about 20 people left in institutionalised care at Highgate Park, previously known as the Julia Farr Centre at Fullerton.
I would like to see Highgate shut the doors as well.
In the meantime, Del Stagg has put in a request to drive the bulldozer over the last home at Strathmont herself.
Her advisor said, "Oh, occupational health and safety." I said, "Well, just get me a button."
That's expected to happen after 2014. Kim Robertson, ABC News, Adelaide.
And this is quite big. The water's running, the drain's blocked. That's right. Oh, this is a small shower, isn't it? Yep. Wow. Main plumbing. More showers. Oh, I'm glad we came over here because it's actually quite interesting. Here's a little courtyard. See the suitcase. Oh, do you want to know?
It's very deflated.
It does. I hope there's no dead bodies. We don't want to find a dead body. So, no, nothing there. So this is a little, once upon a time would have been a place for the residents to sit and enjoy being outside. This must be the courtyard that they're referring to.
The state government has launched an investigation into a mental health facility in Adelaide's north. There have been complaints about the poor treatment of one of the facility's patients who has since died. Bob Spriggs was significantly over-medicated and left with unexplained bruises. His family believe he was restrained too firmly.
That was in America.
Bob Spriggs's family holds countless memories of him, but in his final few years, a series of illnesses, including Lewy body dementia, meant they could no longer care for him.
He was on a lot of medication and he had got to the point where it wasn't safe for us to have him at home.
He was placed in a state government-run mental health facility at Oakden last February, but within days his family noticed a rapid decline in his health. On one occasion they found him lying on the floor and he had several unexplained bruises on his body.
It became apparent that it most likely was from restraint, so restraining him, which we were never aware of.
He had also been significantly overdosed with Seroquel, an antipsychotic drug.
It was 10 times the amount that he was meant to have, and the family is still not clear on exactly how many times he received this overdose of medication.
Nearly a year on, Mr Spriggs's family are still searching for answers. They received an apology from the Health Department for the standard of care provided, but they still don't know what exactly went wrong.
I'd like to know what happened. I'd like to see how much and how often he was over-medicated. I don't understand why it's so difficult for them to produce that information.
The treatment of Mr Spriggs has sparked a review of the entire facility, which will look at clinical practice as well as staffing. The state government says that process has just started and is expected to take about 8 weeks.
I'm angered by what I've heard, and if it was my family, I would be deeply, deeply unhappy, just as the Spriggs family is, and that is the reason I have triggered this review.
We want a closure on this. And we want some answers, and we need to know that procedures have been put into place, that this doesn't happen to anybody else.
Nicola Gage, ABC News, Adelaide.
Closer look, there we go, there's the main road just through there. Sutholt's Road, and then you had the Royal Society for the Blind, not that far away from here either. Seems like they kept all the institutions the same sort of area. There's a hole there. Is this gonna like not cave in on me? Concrete there. Little seating over here. More seating over here. Think of something original. Think original, people. It's not that hard. Oh, olive trees. I don't like olives, but there you go. Yes. Oh, there you go. If only this ground could talk. So this is all that's left.
The Royal Commission into Violence, Abuse, Neglect and Exploitation of People with Disability is now in session.
I welcome everybody present today in this hall for the first public sitting of the Royal Commission into Violence, Abuse, Neglect and Exploitation of People with Disability. Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen of Australia and her other realms and territories, Head of the Commonwealth. Greeting. Recognising that people with disability are equal citizens and have the right to the full and equal enjoyment of all human rights and fundamental freedoms, including respect for their inherent dignity and individual autonomy, and that people with disability have the same rights as other members of Australian society to live and participate in safe environments, free from violence, abuse, neglect and exploitation, and all forms of violence.